welcome back. I'm Darren, and for anyone with a AMD GPU, or even a NVIDIA GPU, that is a decent person and doesn't spend their life causing trouble on social media and fanboying, I'm going to apologise, because I'm not going to lie, and I'm sure this has happened to all of us. But today someone's really pushed my buttons, and it ended up with me kind of getting involved in a lot of arguments over stuff that was getting said. And effectively, I'm here now looking at the artifacting on the floor, going through my 7900 XTX benchmarks. So I'm going to be a dick, and I'm sorry, and I am being a dick. I don't want to be a dick, and I shouldn't be a dick, but shit happens. So apparently, according to a lot of people, the 7900 XTX is an absolute beast that will do easily over 60 FPS at 4K in any game. It doesn't need upscalers. Upscalers are just a bonus because it has so much raster performance and 24 gigabytes of VRAM that it doesn't need any of these things. Okay. So, we are in Grayzone Warfare. In fact, I might actually try and get in, because we're not super rubber banding, but I'm not going to play this for long because I'm starting to feel a little bit motion sick already by the massive 40 FPS that we have. This is an Unreal Engine 5 game. It is early access, but unfortunately it's been early access for quite a long time now, and a lot of people have completed the game, and probably by the time we sit around and wait 6 months to see if anything else happens with it, the game will probably be dead. So I'm pretty sure if people want to play the game, they want to play it now, and they probably want to see how it performs now. So where can I go that isn't? Let's go here if I can. Blimey, this game's dead already. It's already happened.
Raven here, I'm moving out. ETA, 30 seconds.
So, yeah, apparently, or from whatever the conversations were, we don't need upscalers. So, we'll get to where we're going, because there's no timer or anything on these missions. And when we get there, we'll go through the settings, we'll see what options we have, and we'll decide. God, this makes me feel sick. We'll decide whether or not we think that we need upscalers, and if the pure power is justified, because, I don't know, I feel a little bit rubbed at 400 watts and 40 FPS, if I'm going to be honest. There we go. What more can I say? We'll see if this is an enjoyable experience, or if at the end of it we decide that maybe upscalers aren't such a bad thing. We might even try an upscaler at the end of it. I mean, allegedly upscalers are just a bonus. We don't need them. But I'm already starting to feel a bit nauseous, so I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe we do. But once we get to the end of the week and we've gone through the games that I have in my library that I'm playing at the moment, and I play them on both machines, so obviously I have the RTX 4080 or I have the 7900 XTX to choose from. It seems a lot of people that don't have these seem to know how my hardware performs better than how I know my hardware performs, which is interesting. Now, I'm not overclocked, So you can obviously, if it's of interest to you, my clock speeds are there to be seen. My temps are there to be seen. I am overclocking my, well, I say I'm overclocking, I am running PBO on the 7800X3D. So as you can see, it's obviously, it's normally around 5050. The helicopter ride is hugely CPU intensive. So that's just on its own thing. Once we get out the helicopter, the CPU usage will drop. Normally at that point, the GPU utilization will go up. It's going to sit at around 98% because we are recording. We're recording on NVIDIA. We're recording on the AMD Adrenalin Relive software because unfortunately OBS, I still can't seem to get it to record high detail at 4K. So that's basically a little run through of where we are, where we're at, what we see, what we don't see. So as you can see, we're kind of, it's not great. We're 38 to 42, depending on where we're looking. Now, if we go into the settings, so we are, we're at 4K. We have VSync turned off. That's obviously a background frame limit. We are at the epic quality settings at 100% render resolution, and we are using the built-in TSR with the anti-aliasing at epic. Now, I've been told that that we don't need to use upscalers, we can just drop the graphical settings. Okay, so let's not beat around the bush, let's just go to low. Now I already know what low does, and low will get us to about, now I don't want to drop this 3D resolution because then that is also effectively upscaling. So render resolution at 100%, and we've put everything to low. Still using TSR, and now to get to the low settings we've had to knock off anti-aliasing. So we'll go with that, and this should get us closer to 60. But we're still not at 60. And now the game doesn't look great, to the point of, if I'm being honest, it looked better at 1440p epic. So that's not great. So effectively, if I'm not going to use an upscaler, which apparently I don't need to, because this GPU is so powerful, it doesn't need an upscaler. I guess this game, the only option I have is 1440p. Interesting. So I'm not going to play it like that because it looks shit. So I'm going to go back to my epic preset. Or we can go, I mean, obviously if you want to see them, we can go to medium. They just don't do a lot. Obviously this is using TSR upscaling if I use this. So that has to be at 100% to stay at native, so it's not using an upscaler. So we'll try it medium. Didn't really do a lot. It looks slightly better. Still looks kind of aliasing if we move around. It's not terrible, but at the same time I'm not at 60 FPS, so does it even matter? I don't think so. Or we could just act like adults and we could go to the epic preset. We can apply that, and then we could go to FSR and we could put on quality upscale. And just like that, the game's totally playable. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But who knows? There's someone there that can tell me from not using this graphics card exactly what it can and can't do, which I find absolutely incredible. So we are using frame generation as well. We can turn that off. I think it takes us to, yes, just above 60, isn't it? So we can stay on the Epic settings and we can go from around 40 to around, oh, we're rubber banding like hell. Unfortunately, these servers are still an issue. I guess they're having a, we'll wait till we get a drop-in player count to, rather than pay for extra servers. I mean, that's kind of the main problem with this game. I think people waiting that thinks for some reason this game's suddenly gonna have some amazing optimization done and then it's gonna perform 100 FPS are in for a surprise, because this is Unreal Engine 5 and we're talking serious detail, serious foliage. I don't think that performance, other than the rubber banding, there may be a few tweaks. They might be able to get the CPU bottlenecks down a bit. Oh shit, I can't see that guy and I'm going to die now. There he is. Yeah, I think people are a little bit over-optimistic on what they think is going to happen with this game. I'm yet to see an Unreal Engine 5 game that suddenly gets transformed with a bit of optimization, but hopefully I'm proved wrong. I don't know. It scales very well with upscaling, but apparently upscaling is a dirty word. So here we go. We'll go back to native. If I don't get shot, because that's the sound of an AK headed my way. So we'll go back to TSR. We'll go back to 100% resolution. We'll go back to 40 FPS. And this isn't a, this isn't designed to somehow make the XTX look bad. My RTX 4080 performs identical to this. Where did that guy drop? So it performs the same as the RTX 4080, and I've put up, why won't that? That's interesting. Was that the dead guy? God, this is actually going to make me vomit. Yeah, I'm not going to play this for much longer, I'm going to be sick. But yeah, my 4080 performs exactly the same as this. I'm happy to show my 4080 performing exactly the same as this. The difference is, apparently, with the 4080, I pay extra for my upscalers, which, yeah, effectively I do. So I'm going to assume that means that I'm allowed to use them on the 4080 if I paid extra for them. Whereas on the XGX, apparently, they're not needed. Or they're a bonus. That's right, they're a bonus. Oh god. I'm going to get a helicopter ride out before I'm dead from this severe low frame rate, which is instantly making me want to puke. Why has this guy got anything handy on him? Oh, I'll take his shotty. Has he got a drink? Because I've got no food. No. Right, let's get out of it. There's no point in me dragging this on any longer. I apologise to anyone if I'm being a dick. But I want, you know, I don't want people to listen to certain people that give you the illusion that this is a 500 FPS GPU and that upscaling doesn't matter. It's only apparently NVIDIA GPUs that need upscaling. Go figure. See what you think. And I'm not saying that my NVIDIA GPU doesn't need upscaling. And I'm not saying if I had a 4090, the most expensive and fastest GPU available, that wouldn't need upscaling. Because I don't think NVIDIA users have a problem with upscaling. But how do they get bashed for it? Oh, they get dragged through the ringer with their apparent reliance on upscaling. Well, by the end of the week, maybe we'll see where we're at with the AMD system, and if it's the absolute raster beast that apparently it's intended to be. So I'm going to get a helicopter ride back. I'm not even going to make you have to sit through that, because I'd imagine even watching it might make you want to puke. So I'm going to end the video there. I apologise again. Hopefully if it's of some use, or hopefully if it stops you from maybe listening to people that give you bad advice, that might be good. Like I said, it's an early access game. I'm not saying that the game won't get better optimised, but at the same time it's been early access for quite a long time. It's had a very wide player base. If it gets optimised in 6 months' time, I think it's missed the boat, to be honest. But I think as we go through the week and probably go through a lot of the new titles on the Unreal Engine 5, which a lot of new titles are coming out on, I don't think we're going to see much difference in the way of performance. I think 45 FPS at 4K is about right. But we'll find out. So I'm going to end it there, and I'll catch you in the next one.